Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to our video. So today's video is going to be the third episode in the multiplayer main menu tutorial series. And so in this video we're going to be actually starting doing some stuff and actually make a few blueprints and also start to create the main menu and set up a basic UI for the upcoming tutorials where I'll show you guys how to create a host game page and then a server browser page. But for this one, we're just gonna set up the basic stuff to get ready, and then also get the UI to work, or the main menu to work, and then set up a few basic buttons to switch between the pages and whatnot. Yeah, with that said, let's get to it. So I'm not sure exactly how long this tutorial will be, but usually it might be a bit longer, but I'm gonna try my best to not make the tutorials too long. But usually in these types of tutorials, there's nothing really I can do to make the tutorials shorter, because there's a lot of stuff that I'm gonna try to explain, and then some things I'm gonna expect you guys to know Unreal already. Yeah, if you guys haven't watched the first episode yet, I suggest you go watch it. I will have something pop up somewhere in a video to where you guys can go watch the first two tutorials. Yeah, so let's get to it. So the first thing we need to do is we're gonna need to have a few game mode stuff here set, and then also we're gonna have to make a main menu map, to where that's where all of the main menu stuff's gonna be, and then we're gonna have one normal map that we're actually gonna load into later on in the series, when we make the host game and all of that stuff. So if you come up into your maps folder, I'm gonna just rename this quickly to map 1, just like so. And then I'm gonna make a new level and call it main menu, like so. And so now that we have a main menu map, we want to open our main menu map, and after you have your main menu map open, why did it, oh, it opened main map 1, sorry. Click on main menu and you see it's black. That's normal. And so whilst we are here, if you don't have or you don't know how to open a second content browser open like this, all you need to do is you want to come over here to window, and then under content browsers down here, just select the second one and then dock it to right next to this other one, because this is going to be very helpful for doing stuff and having the other content browser open still at the same time. And so you want to come into this blueprint folder that we created in the first episode. Now if your project is different, that's fine, you can still follow the same, but I'm gonna do most of the blueprint stuff or the game mode stuff in this blueprint folder. So if you open it here, you guys will see we already have our character and our normal third-person game mode stuff here. So what we're gonna do now, we want to come over here to blueprint class. We want to make a player controller, and in this one we're gonna call it pp underscore, and then I'm gonna make it mpmm for multiplayer main menu. But you can make this whatever you want, and then I'm gonna make this player controller, like so. So this is gonna be our player controller, and then you wanna make the next thing is going to be a game mode, because we're gonna make a game mode for the main menu as well. So this is gonna be bp. Oops, did I spell it? Yeah, I did. bp underscore. Just a little bit hard sometimes for me, because I have the mic right here in front of me, so I can't see my keyboard exactly great. So this is gonna be mpmm, underscore main menu game mode. Just a little bit of a long of a long name, but yeah, that should work. And then I'm just gonna save, and then so the next thing we're gonna do is make a. If it doesn't show up here, you wanna come over here to all classes, and then down here we're gonna make a game state. So you wanna choose this game state. Let me just make sure game state is a subclass. Okay, so you want to choose this normal game state, this one, not the game state base, choose the game state, and then you want to select it, and this is going to be bp underscore mp. So obviously the naming can be anything. You can name it whatever if your project is called something else, or as long as you know what this is for, it will be all fine. So this is going to be game state. And then also we're gonna make a player state. So you wanna search player state. You wanna choose this one. Let me just check. Yeah, this one. So you wanna choose this one over here, and you wanna click select, and then this is gonna be bp underscore mpmm underscore underscore game. No, sorry, player state. Okay, so now that we have that named, now we need another blueprint called the game instance. So also here you want to come over to blueprint and search game instance. And so you're going to choose this one over here and then click OK. And then bp underscore mpmm underscore game instance. Now remember, you don't have to add this mpmm in front, but if you guys are following the tutorial like in full, or you don't have a tutorial, or you didn't have a project before now and you followed the episode from the beginning, you can also name it the same if you want to, or something else, or if you have your own project, name it whatever, as long as you know what is all of this stuff is for. That should be all good. So that's about it that we will need to make of these blueprints. We're mainly going to work in the player controller for now. The Gamemode is going to be used this is just going to be used for the main menu. And then the game state and the player state we're not really going to use, but it just needs to be set here. Otherwise, Unreal can be a little bit weird with some stuff, but don't worry about it. As long as you have it created, it's fine. So now that we are we have the main menu open, so you should be able to see here, so here it also shows main menu. So over here in the world settings, you want to come over here to game mode override, and then you choose where is it, game mode, oh, this one here. So you want to choose our new main menu game mode that we just created. And default spawn class, you want to put this to none, because we don't want to spawn a AI or a player actually on this map, because it's gonna be used for the main menu. And in the player controller, we're gonna choose our one that we just created, and the game state as well, the same one that we created, and the player state, the same one that we created. Now the HUD you can keep the same. You don't have to. We don't have to make our own game HUD. And so now that we have all of these, we want to open the player controller. I just want to quickly check here on my other screen on my notes to see that I have everything correct here. So as you can see, it opens in its own window. Just attach it to the tabs up here, and we want to come over here to event graph. And now I'm just checking I have everything here correct. So let me just see. Yes, we have the player controller, we have the game instance. Oh, okay. So one thing I forgot before we go any further, you want to come over here to project settings. You want to go to edit, and then down there you'll see project settings. And in here you want to come over here to maps and game modes. Yes. And then here where you see game instance class, you want to choose this, and you want to choose the one that we just created, the game instance that we just created. Now if you already have a game instance already, you could have just skipped the step where I created my game instance, and then just make sure your game instance is actually set here, because later on we are actually gonna do a small thing in the game instance when we are then gonna create and work on the server browser and all of that stuff. But that's gonna come in a future episode. But just make sure you have it set here, and then also if you want to, just to make it a little bit easier, I'm gonna set the editor startup map like this, and then the default game map I'm gonna put it to map 1. And also here, now that we have our whilst we're still in this project settings page here, I'm gonna set the default game mode. I think it is, let me just double check what it's called. Third person game mode. Okay, where is that? Okay, third person game mode. So just set that like so, just keep it. The game state, you can change it to hours, and the player state also. And then the player controller, we're also gonna make that our player controller we just created, like so. And now we're actually ready to go. So well, now you can come over here to your player controller, and this is where we are actually gonna now start creating our first custom function. So off of here, I'm just gonna make a sequence so long. So sequence is basically something that you want to be run at the same time, or you want to it's basically exactly what the sequence says, is if you want to run basically multiple things at once. And so that is just for future things that we'll be putting into this into the sequence spins. But down here you want to right click and say custom event, and then we'll make a little thing like this, and I'm gonna call this create main menu, like so, because this is a function that's gonna be run, or it's just a little bit easier to where if you want to put everything in here, because now we can just search create main menu like so, and it's just one little block, instead of having everything connected up to here, and then you get a lot of spaghetti. And then having a custom function makes it a little bit easier, to where everything is on its own. So down here we're gonna create, first we're gonna make a branch, because there's a small thing. Now depending on how your game works, now you want your main menu to show up. I'm gonna use this way to where we're gonna make it where whenever the main menu map loads up, it's gonna check here if is the main menu open, or the main menu map open. If it's not, then you can tell it to do something else, or if you have a different UI that you want to maybe display. But if it's true, off of here, it's gonna then create the main menu and all of that stuff if you're actually in the main menu map. Now, if you're not, obviously it's gonna go to false, and then you can do whatever. So in here, you want to make a new variable and call it is main menu map. Map open with a question mark. Just don't worry if everything is like attached all together. Just make every word like a capital or like so, and it will automatically space everything out. And you want to connect this up to the branch. The branch is basically a true or a if statement or a true or false value. And so off of true, we're gonna make a create widget. And then off of here, by owning player, you want to say get player controller. Now, you can either say get owning player, but usually you don't have to connect something up here because you're already in the player controller, so it will know for which or for who it should actually create the main menu. I'm just gonna check here on my left. On my left screen, I have a few notes of stuff I've done before, so I don't know, so that I don't skip anything. So here, that's fine. Okay, so now we want to, off of this return value, want to click on right click and say promote to variable. And so this is going to be main menu ref. Oh, not reg. Make it ref. So this is going to be a reference variable that we can come to later if needed. And then off of this get owning player, you want to drag over here and say set input mode, input mode UI only. And then the UI, and then over here where it says in widget in focus, you want to connect it up to this one over there. And then off of here at the same, we want to drag off again and say show mouse cursor, or not get. You want to make sure it's the show or the set one. So show mouse, set show mouse cursor, and then you want to set that to true. And then I'm just gonna make this a little bit neater, like so. Now I'm gonna leave it like so, and then I'm actually gonna disconnect this one. So you want to right click and say break, and then if you double click on here, it makes a new point for you, and then you can just drag it up, and then it's a little bit neater when it's not a bunch of lines going everywhere. And so that's gonna do it for this custom function. And now that we already have it set up here, what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna come don't worry about this error. It's just giving it as an error because we didn't specify a UI widget here yet that it needs to create. So what we can actually do is quickly make that. So in here, I'm gonna make a new folder called MP. So this is where all of our server browser and host game stuff is gonna be. And then in here, I'm gonna make a new, you want to come down here to user interfaces and then widget blueprints, and then this is going to be main menu. So as always, you can name this whatever, but I'm just gonna call it main menu for now, and then we're gonna come back here to player controller and quickly set that to the main menu. And then if you compile, it's complaining again. And so I think this should actually be get player controller. My mistake, but just change it quickly to the get player controller instead of get owning player. And now if you click compile, it should not have any errors. So that's about it that we need to do here for now. And so now if you come over here and we quickly open our main menu, let's just quickly do a few things. So I'm gonna make a border. So this border is going to be just for the background. So make the 0, 0, 0, and then under brush color. So if you come over here, I'm gonna make this like a darker brown, like so, or darker black or gray, whatever. You can make it whatever, and then I am going to. This is not necessary, but if you want to, under here by brush, you can change the transparency. I'm gonna make this 0.8. This is not really necessary, but if you have something in the background of your main menu that you want to maybe make visible to players or to the actual user, then you can. And so once you've done that, you wanna come over here to common. Oh no, sorry, you can actually just search. So you wanna search for canvas panel. So as you can see, we already have one here. But the border, whenever you drag something into it, wants to drag it directly onto the border, and you usually can't modify it or move stuff around that easily. So I'm making a second canvas panel that's on top of the border now. And so with that, you want to click compile, and now we're just gonna make a text. So you can just search text. And then with this one, I'm gonna put the position. So you wanna come over here to anchor and just click top or wherever you want to position it. And then I'm gonna move it a little bit down to where, like so. And then I'm gonna put these values, the position, to 0. And a nearby alignment, you wanna put 0, 0.5, and then 0.5 on the Y. And so we can zoom in a little bit. Whoops. Like so. And now this, I'm gonna make the font just a little bit smaller, like to 20, because the text sometimes are a little bit big by default. I'm also gonna make the justification to center, like so, and then let me just see over here. I'm gonna make this main menu, so we know that we're actually in the main menu. Now I am gonna make this actually a variable. So if you come over here on top, you'll see is variable. So just make sure that is ticked, because we are gonna maybe use this later on to where if you're on the different pages, that you know on which page you are actually now. So I see this is a little bit small, so I guess we can make this a bit bigger. So maybe make it 40, so you can see a little bit better, like so. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna put down a few buttons. Now I'm not gonna go through this tutorial and style everything. This is still your game and your main menu, so you have to work on some styling or style your buttons on your own. I'm just gonna basically show you guys how to set up like the functions and all of that stuff, or the coding part. I'm not really gonna go through a lot of stuff to like style my main menu, but you guys can go do that on your own time, or whilst even watching the tutorial. I will style some stuff, but not everything. So I'm actually not gonna directly place down the button like so. I want to get a vertical box. Oops, what am I typing? Oops. Vertical box. Like so, and I want to add it here to my, oops, what the hell? Okay, I'm gonna drag it here into the canvas panel. And we actually want to anchor it right below, maybe like so, or wherever you feel you would want your main menu to be. And then I'm just gonna put the position to 0 here, and then also again I'm gonna put this to 0.5, and then this one to 0.5. Oops, 0.5. Excuse me for mistyping certain stuff. Sometimes it's just because my mic is in my way, sort of, to where I can't sometimes see my keyboard as well. And also the other thing is, I am recording this with not having really any lights on, and and then my keyboard is also not RGB. So yeah. So I see we're already at 25 minutes, but let's just quickly get all of this set up, and then we should be done with this first step of setting up our main menu and having it work between multiple clients. So oops, I'm changing the wrong value. So the size I'm gonna maybe make, let's make it 300 by maybe uh let's make it 300 by 200. Well, I'm gonna actually make the width a bit smaller, maybe. Now remember, if you all guys already have a main menu, you don't have to do all of this stuff. But if you don't have one and you want a basic way of setting up, you can follow all of these steps. And so I'm just gonna make this a little bit lower. So instead of it being there, I'm gonna actually make this, I'm gonna put the Y to 0. Like so, because we don't want it to overlap the text up here. So I'm just gonna also make this like so, and then put the position like so again. Okay, so now that we have this, we want to make or get a horizontal box, and then drag it into the vertical box. And then in the vertical box, we want to now put a button. Like so, and then we're gonna get a text, drag that also into the button, and on the button on the right here, I want to click on fill. Now as you see, the text is way too big, so the text I'm gonna make maybe 15. And then I'm also gonna change the background color for this text box to maybe something else. I don't know, you can mess with the colors if you want to, but I think I'm just gonna make it like a lighter white or some sort, and then you want to click OK. And now I'm gonna quickly duplicate this buttons. Oops, not cut. So you want to duplicate this, let's see, 3 times, about 3 times. Oops. Make sure you have it, you put it in the vertical box, not in the horizontal box, otherwise it will, oh my goodness. Okay, like so. Oh wait, my bad. Make sure you actually copy the horizontal box and then paste in the vertical box, otherwise it would have done all of that weird things. So I'm gonna have about 3 boxes. No, actually, so this is gonna be the play button. So what we're gonna do a few magic stuff in the background later on, where we're gonna make it where, let's say if you click play, it makes some of the other buttons visible and then hides the other ones. And then we're gonna also have a back button, for instance. It's always gonna be at the bottom. So let's just add a few buttons here. So where is my vertical box? So let me add just a few more. So play, host game, server browser, back. Yeah, that should work. Yeah, okay. So with that, we want to come over here to the first button. So just click on it. So this is gonna be the play underscore button. I'm just gonna copy this like so. You can name it whatever, and then this one is going to be host game. Whoops, game button, and this one is going to be server browser button, And then this one is going to be the back button. Oops. Back button, like so. And make sure all of them are variables. By default they are. And then this one is going to be, oh wait, this, we don't really have to put the names in there, but I'm gonna make this play. And then this one is going to be host game. Yep, it is host game. And then this one is going to be server browser. And this one is going to be back, like so. Now one thing to think about is when we have all of these things here, now depending on how you want to make your main menu, or if you already have one, you don't have to worry about this. But because this is here, what I will be doing is just moving, making this one a bit smaller. But what we're gonna do is whenever you click on the host game, it's gonna hide everything else and just make the back button visible, and then it will pop up our host game window down here, for instance. Same for the server browser, it's gonna hide all of everything else and then just show the back button. Whenever you click the back button, it will show the host game and server browser stuff, and then when you click back again, it will go back to the just showing the play button. So when at first when you click play, it will show the host game and server browser buttons, and then after that, whenever you click one of these, it will open the individual menus for them. Now one button I forgot about is we want to have a quit button, just so that we can actually quit our game if you really want to. So this one is going to be quit game. Now this one we can actually set up so long. Not that we're really gonna use it that much, but let's quickly set it up. So you want to click on the before we do that, just quickly rename it. So instead of it being the back button, it's gonna be quit game, oops, underscore btn for button. And so now you want to come back to the graph, and then over here we have our quit button on clicked event. So on this one we want to say pretty easy, quit game. That's as easy as it. And then on specify player, you want to say get player controller, or actually player controller will work as well, but you can put it to owning player as well. But player controller will work, and then you just leave it how it is, like so. That's about it that we are gonna do for that. And so let's quickly just see if all of this works. Now the other thing that we still need to do is, once you're here in the main menu map, you want to come over here to blueprints and then go up and select open level blueprint. And now in here we want to quickly set up a check to cast. We're gonna basically cast to our player controller, and then to see if what value our main menu, or if our main menu is actually opened. So what you want to do is, in the event begin play, I'm gonna make another sequence just for future things that we might or might not do here. And then off here I'm gonna make a custom event and call this check if main menu map is, well, let's just say check main menu, like so. You can call it whatever, but I'm off here. We want to make a branch. Now off of this first one here, we're gonna say cast to bp underscore main menu or multiplayer main menu, and we're going to choose, where is it? Oh no, sorry. Yeah, where is our player controller? Wait, let's say cost to player controller. Ah, there it is. This one. You want to make sure you have this one selected, or your player controller. And then I'm going to just move this up till here. And then off of the object, we're going to say get player controller. And I'm just going to put it, I just put it up there. And off of here, you want to say get is main menu open, and then we want to create a local variable, or you can just promote this to a variable and then connect this up like so. And then this one we're gonna call is, oh, we don't actually have to do this at all. Wait, sorry, my bad. What we want to basically do is off of this, just make it like so. So we're basically just gonna make a reference of our player controller. So we're gonna say player controller ref like so, and then down here, just make a bit space. We want to get this player controller reference, and then over here we're gonna say get is main menu open. Let me just check on my notes if I'm doing this all correctly. Just give me a second. Okay, I'm actually doing it way wrong and making it too complicated. So my bad. Just delete that, or actually this is still fine, but we don't really need this branch thing there. So all you need to do is drag over here and say is main menu open, but you want to choose the set and then connect this up like so, and then make this to true, because whenever this map loads, because this loads the map or the level or blueprint only loads when this map is open. So this basically just sets this variable that we have in our player controller to true, and then because we have that branch in our player controller, that means that it will then check if this is true. If it's not true, it won't open the main menu and all of those stuff. So once you have that set, off of here we're gonna say check main menu or whatever you called it, and then that should be good to go. So now compile and save, and now we can actually quickly check. Off of here you want to say make this as a client, and then we want to make this 2 players. And now if you click play, it should now for both players open the main menu. So where is the other player? Why did it only open one? Let me just check something here quickly. Players listen server. Hello? Oh, wait. Did we actually? Oh, we did. Okay. That is all fixed. Let me just see what I missed. I might have missed something. So this is all good. Yes. Okay, the main menu. All of this stuff is correct. Did we set? Yes, we did set that. Okay. Let's just put, okay, that is default by 0. So why are we actually in the main menu? Yes, we are. Okay, so let's quickly test this with one player first. Okay, yeah, oh, you know what? Down here, you want to say on new editor window, like so. So it opens it up instead. Now, I still don't know why it's not actually bringing up the main menu. Hello? Okay, let me actually see if it actually does it, because I think I might have to do it how I have it in my notes. So let's quickly delete all of this stuff that I had here, and then we're just gonna basically have this, and then we're gonna delete this because we won't need it, and then delete that, and off of here we're gonna just say set main menu and set that to true and connect all of that stuff up. Let me just see. Yep, that's how I have it in my notes over here. Let me just see if we have our game mode stuff set correctly. Yes, we have that set correctly. That is correct. Oh! My bad. I forgot. We never actually set our viewport with the UI. So, that is my mistake. I am very sorry about that. That is why we are not seeing our UI. So I could have actually left this the way it was. It should be fine. We can actually, or you know what? Just leave it like that. If you guys didn't change it, or if you did, just leave it like this. It's fine. It would have worked both ways exactly the same. Now let's quickly just come back here. Then I need to move this quickly just to make a bit space. And then over here we want to actually just double click on it again so it makes a dot for us. And off of here we want to say add, add to, oh no, wait, sorry, don't put a dot there. We want to drag off of the return value here and then say add to viewport. Like so. Okay, so sorry for that mistake. So now click compile, and then if you click play, we should. Why is it still not showing up? Hey, what's up guys? I am finally back, and so I figured out the problem, and this is a mistake on my part, but it's to do with the game state. Instead, when we created it, we shouldn't have chosen the normal game state. We should have chosen game state base. Like I said before, this is a mistake on my part. I'm sorry about that. But so like you guys can remember, if you played and nothing came up, so what you want to do is I'm just going to copy the same name as this current game state that I have, and I'm going to delete it and just say force delete. And now this might take sometimes a little bit to delete, but luckily this is very quick. So now you want to come over here to blueprint class and then search game state, and you want to choose game state base, click select, and then rename it the same that you added before. And under our world settings here, you want to choose, just set our game state again. And then now if we click play, just save everything. You guys will see there our menu actually works now fine. So as you guys can see, here's our menu. And now if you click quit, the game quits. And if you click play, it and if we open it again, if you click play or any other buttons, it doesn't do anything. So a quick thing that we can quickly do before I end this third episode is we can quickly set up the back button and our play button. So I'm gonna quickly open my UI stuff again. Like so. Okay, so now that we have our UI open, or if you had your own open again, just go back to it. And so for the play button, we want to quickly come down here to on clicked, like so. And off of here, we want to do a branch. And I will set up all of that stuff just now. And so on the back, we want to click on clicked here also. Wait, we don't actually need the branch there. We need the branch here. Like so. And then now that because we have our buttons as variables, we're gonna basically take our host game button and our server browser button, and then we're also going to get our play button, like so. And then off of the play button, we're just gonna say is visible. Oh, wait, not is visible, sorry. Set visibility, like so. And I want to connect all of these up also. And then whenever we click our play button, we are gonna basically oops, I forgot. Yeah, so we want to the first visibility thing, like so. We are gonna basically collapse our play button so it's not visible. And then for our host game button and server browser button, we want to make these to visible. And then after here, we want to quickly make a variable. So click up there and say play menu open, like so. And so here we're gonna set it, put that to true. And then down here, we're gonna on our back button, we're gonna basically connect this up. And if the play menu is open, we wanna then now do the opposite. So what we are gonna do is basically when we have our play, or when we have our play menu open where it shows our host game and our server browser buttons, we want to basically now reverse all of this. So instead of having the play button collapse, we want to make this visible. And then for the host game button, we want to make this collapsed. So also remember up here, put this to visible. I forgot about that. Okay, so now basically when it will check if we are in the play menu. If you're not, then if the play menu is open, it will then if we click on the back button, for instance, it will check if the menu is actually open. And then if it is, it will then make the play button visible again and hide the host game button and the server browser button. Now we also want to hide the back button. So if we come over here and just drag out the back button as well and connect this up like so. And that should be all good. And now also, if you come over here to the designer, by default we want to make this play button or this back button not visible. Same for the host game and the server browser. So if you scroll down over here by visibility, you put this to collapsed for both back button and the host game and server browser button, like so. And now we can quickly test this out. So if you click play and you go and click on play, as you can see, it now showed us, oh wait, we also need to sorry, my bad. Quickly come back to the graph, and then in here we want to make our back button also visible. So connect it up, and I also forgot we need to hide our quit button. Like so. And then also when we go back again, we want to make our back button. Yeah, that's quick. Okay, so we want to basically make our quit game button visible again. Okay, so now we should be ready. So now you guys should currently only have your play button visible. So now I actually forgot. Oops, sorry. The quit game button should not be collapsed by default. It should actually be hidden. Yes, over here. So we want to basically make the quit button hidden when we click on the play button. And then as you should see here, when we go back from the play menu, it will then make those visible again. So now I also forgot we can actually, but let's leave that for now. If we click play, now you guys see we have our play and quit buttons. Now if I click on the quit button, obviously it closes, and then if I click on the play button, you guys will see it shows our host game and server browser buttons. That doesn't do anything yet, but if I click on back, it will take us back to our normal buttons, and then just show our play and quit buttons. And if I click it again, it should bring us back to this one. If I click back, so on and so on. So now in the next upcoming tutorials, whenever you click on the host game, it will bring up it will then hide the server browser button and the host game button, and only have the back button, and then it will make our host game window visible over here. Same for the server browser. And then after that you can still go back all the way to only having the play and quit buttons. But I think that is gonna do it for this the third episode. But I think we can actually do it quickly. Before we go, as you guys can remember, we made this text a variable, so we can actually manipulate that text as well. So whenever we click on this, so whenever we click on the play button, we can quickly get it, and then when off of here, we want to say set text. So when I look for this one, and then in here we want to just make it play, and then on this one we want to change it back to main menu. So this one is gonna be main space menu. Oops, menu, like so. And now, oops, I forgot to set the target. So now if we switch, you guys will see it changed that, tell us we're actually on the play menu. Now if we click back, it will switch back to main menu. So that's cool. So we can actually use that also when we are in the host game and server browser pages, so we know exactly where we are. Yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this third episode, where we set up the basic main menu, created a basic UI, and all of those good things. But as always, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up, and also remember to subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and I'll see you guys in the next one.